Good morning, it's Jonathan Barratt with the morning debrief. The current date, it's the 6th of October. The current time is 8:11. Okay, quite a lot of activity last night, and as you'd expect, a lot of round of intervention, but more of a stimulus nature agreed between Japan and the States. So that in itself, I think, was quite positive. We got quite a lot of action there on the Dow. Of course, we had such quite a large rally, and on some of the commodities also, gold had a huge move up, 1340. So quite a move. Whenever we have mentioned before, whenever we get that idea of stimulus, quantitative easing, gold goes up, and that's exactly what we've had, and that's exactly what we're seeing again throughout Europe. It was quite strong, and continues to be. Question is whether or not gold's a bit of a bubble or not, or whether it's substantiated. But time will tell on that. Okay, let's have a little bit of a wrap through of what's happening there, and see if we can get any trends out of what's actually happening. I have been away and probably quite busy at the moment, so a little bit patchy at the moment. But anyway, let's have a look. Here we are. The Dow was up 193 points, 10,944. The S&P was up 23. The Nasdaq was up 55. The top 50 was up 57. FTSE up 79, and the CAC was up 82. The local market actually did quite well, up 63, 4,691. And I think that in itself is quite interesting, that we did get quite a good bounce there, considering obviously interest rates or lack thereof interest rate movements yesterday in Australia, and that, in my mind, a little bit of a turnaround. And I think that's something that we did expect, a bit of a no change in interest rate policy in Australia. Local markets obviously under a little bit of pressure, but seems to have bounced back quite handsomely. Okay, so that's on that front. Let's have a look at just a general trader and what's actually happening there, and we'll just move that over here. I guess the key. Let's look at the dollar now. On the back of the news of concerted intervention, what have we seen? The dollar. Obviously, you can see that gold price there, 1340, exceptionally strong there. But the US dollar, this trend, it seems unremitting. It just seems to keep on going. And when you look at the daily chart, you can get a sense of interest here, because we're trading at levels. There we are. That's probably where you are. That it can still continue to go lower. That seems to be the trend. That it does start to go lower. It heads up probably down around this level here, 76, 80, 77. That seems to be a bit of a key point for any form of bounce. So dollar remains weak from here on in. Looking at crude, 82.60. Strong move there on the daily charts, and let's see what happens in terms of the EIA data, which is coming out. That should give us a sense that probably of more of a draw in inventories, and that should speed things up a little bit. Copper, 372, and everyone knows what we've been on about with copper. Came back and just keeps on going on an hourly basis, so that's breaking through to new highs. Gold's a stellar, 1340, and as you can see, still looking right. It wants to continue to go higher. 1360, maybe a little bit more from there. This type of formation here basically suggests that it just there is an appetite for it, and chances are 1340, 1350. So let's see how that drives. Aussie, 97.12. Obviously after the rate, down she came, and bounced quite aggressively back. These are the big areas needs to break, 97.40, 97.20, and we'll see what happens from there. Dollar yen, really not doing much there, still sideways, but I would expect some form of intervention there pretty soon. Just having a look at the local market, 46.90, and look, it's up around here now, and as you can see, we're at 46.91. So expect the market to gap and take it from there. So that in itself is quite good. So the SPY's looking there. So everything's going to look quite good today. So we'll really see what happens, expecting that market to gap up on the opening. In terms of economic data, what do we have coming out? And obviously Wednesday, Eurozone GDP, factory orders in Germany, MBA mortgage applications, and DOE data out of the States. Expecting a bit of a draw there, so that could be quite interesting in terms of that. The key, obviously, figure this week will be the non-farm payrolls, and that's obviously out on Friday. That'll be the big one there. That'll be the big number. and let's see what actually happens from there. But quite important from that front. Also in Australia tomorrow, obviously employment change there, and that'll be something which we'll be keeping a very close eye on. Okay, now that's pretty much about it this morning, just purely because I'm just back in the chair after being overseas, and we'll try and get some trades. Obviously copper's a theme we've always talked about, gold's a continuing theme, so all these things are quite positive. Yeah, let's see how these trends unfold, and let's see how they continue. So so really I think that's all I can add this morning. You know, keep an eye on the Twitter, that's coming back on. So yeah, good stuff, and let's see how, and have a great day, and good luck. Where are we?